Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Well, today I'm out with a really cool little 4-inch quad. This is the Rekon 4, and it's called the Rekon 4 because it has 4-inch props. And check out the props on here. I'll see if I can bring them close. They are foldable props on this one here. So foldable props on an FPV drone, pretty cool. It just makes it a little bit more compact to put in your pocket or wherever you wish to carry it. Now, one little point I have to get out, I did call it the Rekon 4, and I do prefer to pronounce this here Rekon as Rekon because, you know, like reconnaissance, I want to go out and check something, you know, a recce out, it's a military term, or special forces or whatever you want to call it, go and look for something because that's what these do, they're long range. But Dave C, the designer of this here drone and all the Rekon 3 and the Rekon 5, he works with HGLRC, and since he's the designer, if you watch his videos, he calls it the Rekon. He pronounces that Rekon, so he's right, I'm wrong. The only problem is in North America, if you say Rekon, everybody thinks you're talking about the Beverly Hillbillies, as in, I reckon I best be getting to the cement pond to get Jethro. An LMA. So as you can see here, it's a carbon fiber dead cat design, proves very popular. And whenever you hear me say dead cat design, the first thing you can think of is, hey, no props in the frame, because a dead cat design is pretty much straight across here. So the camera's up front and you're not going to get any props. This is an entirely analog version. And I have to tell you, when I took this out of the box and looked at the specs on it, I was blown away. I was like, holy cow. This is like the gold standard of analog version drones. They threw everything in here, plus the kitchen sink, but the quality stuff, not the cheapy stuff. Everything on here is high quality. Even the stack, even the tiny little stack on here is a 20 by 20 stack. It's a full F7 stack at 28 amps for your ESCs, which is really good on something so tiny. Even the motors on here, they're 2800 kV, and if I put a lithium ion battery on here, that's like a 3000 milliamp hour battery, I'll get like 30 minutes of flight time with this little baby flying it around. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it already, it is under 250 grams, but if I put a big battery on like that, it's not under 250 grams anymore. As a matter of fact, in the configuration I'm flying it here with the battery I'm going to use today, it's going to be a little bit over 250. But if I took off this camera I stuck on the top, that doesn't come with it, I'll explain that in a second, and I put on like a 650 battery, then it's under 250 grams. And for safety, so you don't lose your investment, they put an M80 GPS on the back. So in other words, if I fly too far out of range or I lose signal, whatever, this in theory should fly back to me and I take control of it. They also put the buzzer on the back, you know, those buzzers that beep, beep really annoyingly loud, and yeah, there's one on the back. So if you crash and your battery goes flying off, or if you crash and your battery stays on but then your battery dies, the beeper will go on. Also, there is a beeper in it that I can flick on using the switch on my controller. Now, you probably noticed this antenna at the back is longer than you normally see. That is so awesome for a long-range drone. That means I could fly this behind objects and I should still get a video signal back. And it does shoot out at 800 milliwatts, which is an awful lot for something this tiny. So all in all, it's really, really decent. Oh, let me tell you about the camera up front. As I look at it, it is a CAD DX Ratel 2, which is a really good camera. So the image you're going to see in this video, you're going to see how good this camera is coming back, but unfortunately it's coming back to my crappy Fat Shark goggles. The goggles are awesome, but there's a crappy recording system inside that, yeah, it doesn't record that well, so you're gonna get blips and glitches and all sorts of stuff. So I have that. I also put on top Insta360 Go 2. It's early morning right now. I'm loving this. My face probably looks half asleep because it is. I just got up like just a short time ago, and I'm out here because when you come this early, there's nobody out here, nobody around, so I can fly this in peaceful harmony. So let's go do that now. Oh, let me tell you this, what I'm gonna use to fly it. So I'm gonna use my new Eachine TX16S radio to connect to it, and I already said I'm going to use my Fat Shark goggles right here. And what else am I going to show you? I'm going to use these 1100 milliamp hour Eachine batteries that came with my Novice 4 kit. I actually like the batteries. They seem to be working out well, and they're good for drones like this that don't require a ton of power. The C rating on this is like 50C, so they're a very good size for this. So that Novice 4 entry-level Eachine drone has served me well. All right, let's go fly this. First things first, let's turn on our radio. Welcome to OpenTX. Yes, good morning to you too. On motors. All right, so that's good. Yeah, stop talking, stop talking. Okay, plug this in. There we go. Make sure the arm works. Arm motors. Okay, that works. All right, great image on the inside of the Fat Sharks coming from this here camera, but the problem is the sun's gone out and all I see is cloud. So what you see on my screen for the newbies, take a look at the bottom right and you see like a 1-800. My VTX is probably getting hot, so I'm shooting out at 800. So for long range battery, I have a bug in front of me flying. I've left it sit there for long enough to get the GPS. Hopefully that's working. Let's put it in acro mode. There we go. Let's arm it. And there we go. Let's go. So it should be a smooth flyer. As you can see in my display, I have a little arrow. It's pointing back to me because I let it sit there long enough to get the GPS. And let's see how the image looks. There we go. Once again, if the image looks crappy or anything like that I'm showing you coming right out of the drone, it's my Fat Shark goggles recording. If you see snow, blips, and all these other things, that's my Fat Sharks. Because normally snow is like, oh no, you're out of range or something like that, but you can see as I'm flying here, it shouldn't be a problem, especially with that long antenna, 800 milliwatts. It should do quite well. Coming back here. There we go. Looks like I got some schmutz on the lens. So let's come around here and just let me show you the drone close to me. As you can see, without a doubt, I had no worries that this would fly amazing because it's it's a Dave C design. His drones are all amazing, anything from Rekon or HGLRC. It's always really good. And since this is a long range drone, you can have a lot of fun with it. Let's just see if you can do a little freestyle stuff here. So let's come in, go in here. I'm barely touching the controls on my radio because it's such a smooth flyer. No issues here. All right, let's go through here. All right, so do a few little slow twists and turn. It doesn't even fall out of the sky when I do that. It's very nice. Yeah. You can find the horizon easily. You want to go this way. Everything's easy to find no matter where you are. Let's see. How's it do for going through trees? Let's slow it down. Go through here. And go through here. How's that? So all in all, this is a really good flyer, and I do like the video signal coming back from the camera. It's so nice and clear. I swear it's like a digital signal that looks so clean. But of course my Fat Sharks are also showing me up in the, I can see it, I can see some snow, and that snow, when you see snow coming in the Fat Sharks, it translates into like a snowstorm when you're watching this on your computer at home, because when I'm showing you the image, it just doesn't work as well. So all in all, everything from Rekon or Rekon is outstandingly awesome. So here's the drone. I'm going to show you the punch out power. I've got a crappy battery on it, so you'll get crappy punch out, but here's punch out. So say I was coming up to something, I had to go over it really quick. There you go. See, and I got a low battery. That's why I said I have a crappy battery, because it gave me the low battery, meaning like, oh no, you took too much juice out of me, I can't handle it. But for everything else, it looks good. If I look at the symbols down below, you can see my battery voltage and everything else down below. People always ask me, how fast does the drone go? So if you look at the top right, I have the speed up there. So here, I got a little, this is not the greatest battery for that. I'll put a battery on that's better for speed. So let's see what we can get it up to. Going this way, I'm coming around in a circle here. Yeah, see, I'm getting a low battery, so I can't get any more speed. Here, let's switch batteries, and I'm coming in for a landing. Right here, it's good. There we are. Larger battery. Let's put this one on. Pick it up. So, as promised, let me try the speed thing. You can see at top I'm at 52. And I think the wind is blowing. I'm going to go into the wind. Let's try this. So I'm going to suck up the battery really quick. So there you go. Better battery. I'm at 90, 92, 94. Yeah, huge difference, 95. It's such an awesome drone though, just for buzzing around. Let's see, make sure no people are over here. So what can I say about this drone, guys? Honestly, it's like, I didn't even have to take it out of the box and I would have told you I loved it. Anything by Rekon, by Dave C Design is outstanding. They do not make cheap or crappy stuff. What they usually do is build something, and then everybody else in China, they start their photocopiers and they make the same product. You will see so many copies of the Rekon 3, the Rekon 4, and the Rekon 5 coming out from different manufacturers. That's just normal, because that's the way it works in China. Everybody copies everybody else, and usually Rekon, in their design of long-range quads, they're always at the top, so everybody just follows them. and tries to make something the same or a little bit better. And what they always go for is price. So you'll find competitions will usually have a lower price than Rekon, because Rekon will use the highest grade quality materials, whereas the other manufacturers will just cut corners and use something a little less. All right, looks like I'm losing sunshine this early morning. We do have huge storms coming in. I see me. I tell you, the image on here is just outstanding. Hopefully the Fat Sharks are showing you the goodness of it. And bring it down right there. Boink, right in front. Twice I landed it right on the landing pad. I have no luck with cameras. This camera stopped recording, so I don't know how much footage I lost. Oh well, you know, things never go right for me when I'm out here filming. And we did have like what looked like rain coming, and now the sun is out. So the drone is down here. What I want to show you is what comes in the box if you buy this. So check this out and then come back to me and I'll give you my final thoughts. This is the box your Rekon 4 comes in. These are the specifications of my Rekon 4. Taking your drone out of the box, it looks like this, very well made. You do get a camera mount on top, and you also get a spot in the front if you want to add a crossfire antenna. GPS is on the rear, and you get the finder beeper as well. Maximum VTX output power is 800 milliwatts, and you get a super long antenna to help with all that power. The drone has a very modern F7 flight controller, as well as 1404 2800 kV motors, and you do get a connector on the drone for a naked GoPro. As already mentioned, the drone is a very popular dead cat design, and you do get for accessories 2 sets of props, one normal set and one foldable set, both Gemfan high quality. In addition, you do get 2 battery straps, some nuts and bolts, and a layout design of the F7 flight controller. And let's not forget the stickers. Now, the weight of the drone with everything placed on it will bring you up to 174 grams. If you add the battery I use, the 650, you're at 242 grams. All right, my thoughts on the little Rekon 4. Well, without a doubt, I love this drone because it flies like a drone should fly. It's so smooth, it's so easy to fly. Like, I was just barely touching the joysticks on my radio here, and this is my Eachine DX16S, which is a copy of the Radiomaster TX16S, because it's made by Radiomaster and it's just as good. So on this radio, using this drone, yeah, it was so easy to fly. You could do anything you want on this. Like, you can do freestyle, you can do race, you saw I had some speed, and you can do low to the ground flying and just some like searching around and just exploring and doing some really cool stuff. It flies so smooth, it's really, really good. It's not the quietest drone, that's for sure. That's the noise is due to the props, obviously, but otherwise it's really, really good. And I love that it's got a lot of power to punch out. And if you want 30 minutes of flight time, you can get it with this. You can also put a crossfire system on that and on your radio, so you get super far range in the miles and miles and miles if you want. And you can also buy it in the digital version, which is heavier. But if you want that digital signal coming back and flying around, it's pretty good. But I thought the analog video off of this was just outstanding. It was super, super good, like almost digital quality. So all in all, a super good drone with really good electronics. Now I'm gonna take the battery off. I'm gonna detach it. I'm gonna unplug it. There we go. That's what I meant to say. And the reason I'm going to do that is because my finder beeper is going to activate itself. And it's going to activate itself at the most inappropriate time when I'm talking about something, but it will. And I'll show you how to turn it off, because I do get a lot of people that buy drones with finder beepers on them, and they don't know how to shut them off, and their wife drives them up the wall saying, "Turn that beeping off, it's driving me up the wall." So I'm going to show you in a second. So the last things to say on this is price-wise. It's probably a little bit higher priced due to the components. There's our finder beeper. Told you it'd be at the inappropriate time. So if this happens to you, this is the beeper at the bottom that goes off, and it's going to run for quite some time so you can find your drone. That's designed if this battery went flying off or it ran out of power. You see I've got it disconnected right here. So when that's going, there's a tiny little button. You probably can't see it right in here. It's a little red light there. And there's a tiny little button here, so I'm going to use my other hand. Just hold that button in. It's super small. Hold it in, and it will turn itself off. There we go. And you will have peace in your house after you turn that off. Trust me. I really don't even have to make a review on this drone, because honestly, I don't think you can find a bad review on a Rekon 4 drone, or a Rekon 3, or a Rekon 5, because these guys, the company HGLRC that has the subdivision Rekon with Dave C designing these things are all amazing. They are really, really good. All right, guys, enough said. If you have questions on this drone, just post them below. The links to where you can find this drone are below. Check it out. I'll find different sites if it's available on Rekon or it's available elsewhere. I'll post all the links below. Maybe it's only available on Rekon. I don't know. So, or Rekon. I got to get that in my head, the Rekon. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.